And I didn't even realize I was doing it. That's the
Hit the
thing.
stop the cat button. Please.
Stop the cat.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
Well, a lot of these bad habits and behaviors in modern women today are just simply ingrained as acceptable, and no one ever tells them no.
Yeah.
So unless you have a guy that actually tells you no, then you're never going to change.
You're telling me you didn't know.
I didn't know. I swear.
Stop the cat. Train your girl to be the submissive, obedient, respectful woman she was meant to be with my brand new interactive ebook, How to Train Your Woman. Link in description. Saying that these red flags completely disqualify her. That one didn't completely disqualify her, but she's going to have some serious work to do. Number 3, she cannot have habits that regularly potentially put your relationship at risk. I just listed them. She goes to bars or clubs. She travels alone. She goes to girls' nights out. She goes to bars by herself. She's on dating apps, etc., etc., etc. Any activity that puts women, any activity that gives women access to easy dick has to go. If they don't go, then you don't commit. That's how that works. This comes with also setting boundaries and expectations. If a girl is trying to make a play to be your girlfriend, you need to let her know, this is what I expect. This is what I expect, and these are the boundaries. Now, Rolo says all the time, don't explicate, demonstrate. Sometimes you do have to explicate. Sometimes you do have to communicate these things. But with Dev, I said, okay, because Dev said, hey, listen, I'm trying to be with you. I want to be with you, et cetera, et cetera. What do I need to do? And so I sort of laid all this out. Anytime she would do or say something that I told her or that asked her specifically not to do, I would tell her, you know what you're doing right now? It sounds like you're eating boogers. Like, I imagine you eating boogers right now. This is when she started talking about guys she was dating, anybody in her sexual past, her ex-husband. Anytime she's, no, you're eating boogers, I don't want to hear about it. I wasn't there, so I don't know. That's one thing I was very clear with her. Don't trash your ex in front of me. He wasn't the perfect husband, and you damn sure weren't the perfect wife. Right. I'm not trying to hear a one-sided story on that. So I think that's
so rare, Donovan.
It is, and I think that let her know right off
those questions.
Well, it let Dev know right off the bat that I'm not just gonna buy the bullshit he says, because every girl, my ex-boyfriend was abusive, controlling, toxic. He beat me. He did drugs and abused our children and blah, 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 blah. He's the most terrible person in the world. And how long are you with him? Oh, 15 years. Okay, so he was this.
Allie says, you look dumb.
Yeah,
girl.
yeah, Allie, yeah, you look dumb. Yeah, so.
And I got to say this real quick. Like, I need people to understand how true you are right now.
Yeah.
Bro, we do a segment on the show. We ask the girls, on your last relationship, what led to the breakup? Name one thing that you did wrong and one thing that he did wrong. Every single time, Donovan, without fail, they go on a huge rant about what he did.
Yep.
And we ask them, well, what did you do? And they
Accountability.
cannot answer it, bro. They cannot say anything. No, I was perfect. I was fine. I didn't do anything. And it's ridiculous to me. Like, you're telling me that it was only his fault? But it's just modern day women cannot take accountability when it comes to relationships failing.
And so many guys fall into that trap where they say, "Oh, I'm so sorry for you that happened," and they try to coddle her with those explanations.
Yeah.
But let's be honest here.
Yeah.
You're hearing her side and not his side.
Yeah.
You don't really know why he acted that way towards her.
So we just had to, like, I had to just say that, like, just to add more proof. Every time we do that segment with the girls, they almost never, ever say what they did wrong. They go on a fucking huge rant about the guy.
Blame shift.
And never blame anything on themselves and take accountability. So that's so true.
And anytime they do it, they circumvent the blame. Well, I guess one thing I did wrong is I was too trusting, or I was young and dumb, or I fell in love too quickly. It's always something. Do you got something?
Yeah, I do. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, it's important to set this standard up early so that if you make her accountable of her past relationships, you're going to make her accountable of her present behavior as well. So for him to say, I wasn't there, I don't know, what did you do wrong? That's all I care about.
Right.
And then say we go out to dinner and I do something that really irritates him, he's going to tell me right away. And then I'm going to go, okay, I understand this. I'm accountable for it. Yes, I did that. Whether I think I'm right or wrong doesn't really matter because it bothers him. And if what I really care about is his feelings, then that's why I'm going to make those adjustments. And I think a lot of women say, okay, I had a terrible relationship, whatever. It's all his fault. But if you never own that accountability, you're never going to fix it. Yep. You're never going to fix it going forward. So if I couldn't own what I did wrong in the past,
how could you change it?
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's exactly right. And I used to tell Dev all the time, man. I used to tell her, look, I'm not correcting you just to prove that I'm the dominant man. I'm correcting you because if you want to be in this relationship, this is the standard. Yeah. And I used to tell her all the time, hey, listen, feel free to pull the ripcord at any time. Because I told her, I'm not for everybody. I told her, I said, look, man, I said, I'm going to pat myself on the back here. You're never going to meet another man like me. No one is ever going to hold you more accountable. No one is ever going to hold your feet to the fire like I am. No one is ever going to make you really look inside yourself. And there were some times where she would try to push back, and it would be a one-sided shouting match. Yeah. And dude, and how many times have I made you cry? Jesus, all kinds. And I used to tell her, listen, you're crying right now. It does not bring me pleasure to make you cry, but this is what's necessary. And I used to tell her, hey, you're crying now. Do you want to pull the ripcord? No. Are you sure? I mean, it is what it is. And then of course we would laugh about it. But the key was I never, ever, ever let her get away with anything, not one time.
Exactly.
If we were out and she speaks to a male waiter, when the male waiter leaves, I'm like, you want to get his number 2 while we're at it? I remember we were in Hawaii. I think I told the story on my live once. So we're at breakfast, and Devon starts getting all demonstrative. And I instantly knew it was up. I look behind me, and this dude sitting behind me looks like Thor. And so I said to her so that he could hear it, I was like, if you want to fuck the guy, all you have to do is tell him. I'm sure he won't turn you down. You interested?
And I didn't even realize I was doing it. That's the
Hit the
thing.
stop the cat button. Please.
Stop the cat.
Come on. God. Come on.
Well, a lot of these bad habits and behaviors in modern women today are just simply ingrained as acceptable, and no one ever tells them no.
Yeah.
So unless you have a guy that actually tells you no, then you're never going to change.
You're telling me you didn't know.
I didn't know. I swear.
Stop the cat. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Got you.
But on some level, she's 14% maybe right. Girls have bad relationship habits, and they're on autopilot.
Yeah.
And listen, this doesn't mean she's a bad person. She saw someone she was attracted to, and so her firmware said, I need to get this person's attention. And if she wants to do that, that's fine. You're just not going to be in a relationship with me. And this is the way, and I would never tell her, if you do that again, we're finished. No, I would let her know. If you want to fuck the guy, you want to switch up rooms, like, what's up? She never did it again after that. And so I would do, and I wasn't trying to be psycho. I wasn't playing games with her. I was just a very straight up dude. I remember one time we were at a bowling league. She had a few too many, and she's laughing and joking with one of our teammates and touched him on the arm. Dude, I said, grab your shit. We're going home. Got home, aired her ass out. I said, dude, I told her, I said, you do something like that one more fucking time, you're going to change residences and you're going to go with that guy. At that point, I said, okay, we need to not drink when we go to the bowling alley, things of that nature. But it was never, I'm never the type of person where something happens and then later on, okay, I want to talk about what happened earlier. No.
It's gotta be immediate.
I don't give up. Guys, this is so important. I don't give a fuck where you are. Check your woman. Dude, I've checked her in front of her parents. I've checked her in front of her friends. You can't, because if your woman knows that you won't check her in certain situations, guess when she's going to misbehave? In certain situations. You have to be unafraid to do this. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, there is no magic bullet. Like, there's no secret cheat code. You gotta fucking reach down, grab your Y chromosome, and do what the fuck needs to be done. Because I promise you, the very first time you allow her to get away with that behavior, that's going to be the behavior that ends your relationship. You cannot let her get away with any of that stuff if you want a healthy relationship. The How to Relationship podcast is now recruiting for Philadelphia. If you will be in or around the greater Philadelphia metropolitan area between April 28th and April 30th and would like to be a guest on the podcast, go to howtorelationship.net/guest. Take 5 to 10 seconds to fill out a quick form, and a staffer will contact you if selected. Link in description.